It's the rundown. Old man Clem's getting his glasses because what do you have to read?
Did me dirty like that.
What do you have to read?
I don't know if I did do any Ed shit.
No, you're good. I got
All
you.
right,
Don't
all
worry.
right.
It's the rundown.
God
It's brought to you by High Noon. It's the hard seltzer made with real vodka and real juice for a real good time. A little bit of sparkling water in there to get that bubbles. It's all real ingredients. It's none of that malt liquor nonsense. It's just vodka, juice, and sparkling water. It's the most refreshing drink in the game. It's the best seltzer in the game. There's a reason why they were sold out everywhere. There's a reason why everyone at Barstool drinks it. It's because it's simply the best. They just released their new limited edition tropical 8-pack. That includes mango, passion fruit. Passion fruit is, I don't even know what passion fruit is, but I know.
Feidelberg favorite, right?
Yeah. It was like Feidelberg when he drafted that #1 overall. He ran around the office being like, "We got passion fruit," and then became a dead last. But passion fruit is delicious, and that goes along with all the classics like watermelon, pineapple, lime, peach, all the good hits. Barstool vs. America was sponsored by High Noon. They made that happen, which sounds like it's going to be the juiciest, most controversial and entertaining reality TV show maybe ever. And that premieres Sunday, the 27th at 7 p.m. So pick up your High Noon, and you can watch along on YouTube starting on the 27th. That sounds like it's going to be quite the ride, no pun intended.
10 days, 8 contestants, 5 cities, $40,000 in a beach house on the line. This is Barstool versus America.
When you're following along with everyone's tweets as they're going around it, and you're just like, oh, these guys are having fun, they're partying, and then you just see them like being in hell. And you're
Yes.
just like, all right, good. Like, I don't want to just hear everyone having a ball, having a blast as I'm sitting at home working.
They came back like they did a tour of duty, like from fucking battle. So
Lenny's getting an MRI today. Is that from this?
Probably.
When he told me the first thing, I was like, "How was the trip?" He's like, "I almost died."
Yeah.
Like, oh, got it.
Spider said he legitimately almost died too. At one point, he almost drowned in a. Well, no spoilers, but
Yeah.
it's going to be
I
a
think
doozy.
it was the same challenge. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Feidelberg's almost dead.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's in the
classic
hospital. Get well
fights.
fights.
I was like, "Are you okay, man?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm good." And the next tweet is like him in an ambulance. I'm like, "Are you sure you're good?" And he's like, "Yeah, this is all just dramatic."
That's what he told me. He said,
Right.
I'm being dramatic.
So then like 6 hours go by, and I'm like, "Any update?" He's like, "Still just waiting. Like they don't really know yet." I'm like, "So are you sure you're good? Because it just keeps getting worse." And even to this morning, he's like, "I think so." He goes, "Yeah, they're doing a biopsy, but I think we're good." I'm like, "What?" So say a prayer for fights.
They're digging my grave, but I think we're doing good.
Well, this
other
is what
than
scares me. Feidelberg, he'll be like, "Well, I don't know. I guess my time. My time's up." He actually predicted that he was going to die before the 4th of July for some reason. So
When did he make that prediction?
like 2 weeks ago.
Damn.
Yeah, it was pretty bleak. It was
This
pretty
is
dark.
a timely illness.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit.
On the Podfathers a couple weeks ago, I was like, yeah, if Large, because he was flying to Vegas, I'm like, yeah, if Large doesn't die in a plane crash, you guys, but if he does, this will be his last
Hey.
fight, his last content here. And I was like, I almost wanted to edit it out, because
Yeah,
you don't
just
want
in
to
case.
throw that
You
out
never
there
know,
to
right.
the world. Fucking fights, man. Dude, taking an ambulance in the
Well,
city,
he
you
even
couldn't
said,
pay me to,
like,
Tommy,
and
you would
he-
never take an ambulance in the city.
He was like, he even said, like, he was like, that was dumb. I should have just hopped in an Uber. You only take an ambulance if you're like incapacitated.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's going to cost you like $3,000.
Yeah.
Yep.
So anyway, we got a little My Mom's Basement edition of the rundown here, obviously.
We made it out of the basement, bro.
Yeah, baby, up to the fucking first floor. I was gonna say the penthouse, but not really. We'll begin with Britney Spears. The Free Britney movement is fucking cooking as our queen has finally spoken publicly for the first time. I guess not publicly. This has been leaked, but she has spoken before the courtroom, before the judge, pleading for her freedom, and it's leaked, so you can hear the full 23 minutes. Now, did you guys listen to it?
Yeah. Well, I heard the clips that people put out.
Yeah, I'm putting together a little highlight thing for 1 Minute Man. We all the essentials. It's not the most eloquent of speeches. It sounds like a maid of honor speech. She's reading off her papers and she's flustered and stammering and trying to get through it. But of course, because it's 13 years of slavery and oppression and drugs and hate and all this shit pouring out, where she is just so genuinely just let me fucking go. It's just I didn't know anything about this. I didn't know what I could and couldn't do, so I didn't know how to get out of this. When I said I was okay, it was a lie. I just didn't know what else to do. and these are the people that like fuck me over. This is the money that I make. Everything that we've all, if you followed along with Free Britney, you already know it. But to hear her, and also if you notice in her real voice, like none of that weird Britney Spears cutesy fake voice she puts on. You can hear her accent coming out. She mispronounces a couple words here and there, like just a good old Southern girl,
That's Britney, bitch.
Yeah.
Britney, bitch.
The big highlight that had everybody gasping was that they're forcing her to use an IUD for contraception. So like she's got this device like physically implanted in her body that she doesn't want there. That they pumped her full of lithium every day, which is like a hardcore sedative. That she had to give vials of blood. She would be forced to change naked in front of people, on top of just all the other madness. Like she's like, I just want to go out in the car with my boyfriend. Like these little like pleas for just normal shit. So that's where the Free Britney movement's at. I would hope that this is enough public pressure and scrutiny for this judge to be like, I got to make this happen, or I'm going to be the bad guy. But I don't know. This whole thing has been so backwards that maybe this might have like made it worse somehow. Who knows? The conservatory is so fucking backwards.
The celebrities are coming out again. Another wave of them. Like
JT came out.
Rose McGowan went on like Tucker Carlson to talk about it, which is like for her, going into the devil's lair.
Right.
So people are obviously like taking this round of it very seriously as they have the last. I watched the Hulu documentary about it. It's like fucked up. Like the amount that goes into the conservatorship. Like you said, it's like slavery. Like it literally,
no, it
like,
absolutely
she has no control over
down
her
to
own
like
life.
if she tries to leave the house, she's like physically stopped from doing so. And she made $130 million on tour and was not allowed to spend like a cent of it.
And that's
madness.
the thing of all this is usually the conservatorships. It's not like someone who's just like successful and. Like, there seems to be another way to just get her to live her life without completely just...
Well, that's the thing. It's like, now it's, now we're just talking about people who are stealing. Now we're talking about people who are just...
Like monsters, too. Like pumping her full of lithium, like, for years. Like...
And that was my favorite part.
Did she say
pumping? No, she didn't say pumping.
You say pumping.
I might have used that. But at one point she does go, she's like, all I want is like my freedom, control of my money. And to be honest, I'd like to sue my family. Like in her very casual voice, like she went off script. And by the way, because like at this point I think there should be criminal charges. Fuck that.
They should show that Hulu doc during like if they can get that, because anyone who watches that is like, that guy sucks.
The best was the paparazzi guy when he was like, she never asked us to stop. And then the producer goes, what about the time she said, quote, please stop? And he was like, no, she didn't mean it.
He was like, she meant that night. She didn't mean in the future. She meant just that night, like.
Fucking asshole, man. I was just talking to Dante about it. If I had a kid who was like wild, if one of my kids turned out to be like wildly talented in a certain, field of music or sports or whatever, I don't know if I would like want that for them, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like childhood stardom like never ends well. Get a lot of money, but wouldn't that be not funny? But if like Bob like strung out in 10 years and he's like, I made it to the top too quickly. I was hanging out with McGregor when I was 19, man, and I just couldn't do it.
It could happen. We'll wait and see.
I think every parent does have that thought. Like the first time your kid sings something, like with Sienna, we're looking, we're like,
is that good enough?
And it's like, but then you just think of the I mean, we grew up through some crazy shit with Lohan, Britney, and all these other kind of child stars, and you're like, do you really want to do it to
Dude,
them?
so Shay is like killing it with gymnastics right now. Like, I'm not just being like, oh, my daughter is like good at, like, she can bang out these cartwheels and round-offs and shit. She's fucking 5. And so she got like bumped up in her classes to like the elite class. And I'm like, gymnastics is so weird. There's weird stories about coaches and it's so hardcore. I'm like, can't you just play soccer or something?
I was at gymnastics last night. I mean, we're fucking turning to the pop out, but it's like, and I'm side-eyeing every coach. I'm like, you sick motherfucker.
Yeah, like, why are you here? Like there was her main instructor was a girl, but there was a guy in the room, and I was like, what's going on here? Why are you a female gymnastics teacher? I don't like it one bit.
They just threw Britney to New York. Remember, like that's what they say in the Hulu doc. They just threw her to New York and they just like take care. I'm like, throw my
right. When she was like 12, they were like, you go ahead.
Sports HQ resides.
Yeah, that's fucking madness, man. Second half of the rundown is brought to you by
Sport Clips. Sport Clips Haircuts offers unique experience that exceeds the typical haircut from start to finish. Sport Clips stylists are experts in cutting men's and boys' hair with special training and techniques. When you go to Sport Clips versus a place that cuts women's hair, you're getting stylists who are specifically trained to cut guys' hair. Sport Clips' signature service is the MVP haircut experience. hot steam
steam.
towel,
Oh, that's a good
massaging shampoo. It is the ultimate relaxation. Visit a Sport Clips near you for a haircut that exceeds the typical experience from start to finish.
When was your last chop?
Actually, not too long ago.
You got a little shape up?
Just a little trim. I had
Yeah.
a wedding. I got a new guy. I just said, actually, my former haircutter at Fleischmann's moved to Sport Clips up in Maine. So if you're in Maine, you can go see her. But I got a new guy. He's an Australian dude who does Australian GQ.
Oh, wow.
How about that?
Yeah, let's go, Babo.
That's how he's going to become a superstar.
How long do we, or is this is the length you're going to keep it?
This is about the length, I think. Yeah.
This fits you so
It
much
gets
better,
unruly. I'll go for a trim again with my Australian guy, but
Are you doing like ponies and buns and shit?
yeah,
You gotta.
in the house to keep it out of the hair, keep it out of the eyes. Yeah,
Dude.
And this doesn't require much, obviously, but I do go to the barber to get the hot steam towel, like to
the
get that.
best.
Because it's like that's worth the money.
It
in
really
itself.
is. The massage and the hot. I'm like, can you leave it on while you cut? Just leave the stick. Weird news. I guess tragic news, depending on where you view this. John McAfee, the famous virus software dude, who kind of became like an enemy of the state and a conspiracy theory dude who was on the run for many years. Very famously said he would eat his own dick if Bitcoin didn't go to what, 500K or something like that?
500K,
By
yeah.
a certain date. That date came and went. He did not eat his dick. He was technically arrested for tax evasion, went on the run, fled the country, was living in Spain for a couple years. Just a couple days ago was officially ordered to be extradited to the United States, and then he committed suicide. Was found dead in his Spanish jail cell. He is technically, like I said, it's just tax evasion, but his whole thing has been like, if I ever spoke up on the cyber security stuff that I know, the world would freak out. So it goes way deeper than just tax evasion. What's weird is that he had a tweet like a couple months ago that said, I'm good here. I'm like enjoying my time in this prison. I'm safe. And if I'm ever found dead, it is not through my own doing. So he blatantly was like,
got a tattoo.
You got a tattoo?
It had a $sign and then it said whacked. And it said, I got this tattoo so you know if I've like quote unquote Epsteined myself, I didn't.
Wow. So he laid out as much as he possibly can. And I guess these motherfuckers who did it are just going to be like, well, change his mind. You know what I mean? Like,
Or is he trying to make it look like the whole thing?
Could be.
It's like his last act. Is he's trying to make it look like?
So you think he did commit suicide and that he wants it to be a conspiracy versus it actually is like a cover-up?
I don't want to say I think that because people will be like, you're a sheep for believing that. But the weird like symbol that he got, like the $sign whacked, seemed like it was some like Bitcoin like
Yeah, he's
cryptocurrency.
heavy crypto guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was looking at that. I was like, I don't know. It seemed like to me he's trying to make it seem like he got Epsteined when in reality, we're using that as a verb now, Epsteined. In reality, I think maybe he was
just killed himself.
a nut job, killed himself.
But still killed himself as a dramatic act, not like
Yeah,
I'm depressed and shit.
yeah.
He's like, I'm going to kill myself to make people think that I didn't kill myself.
Make people think the government did it.
Got it.
Maybe I'll be a martyr. Yeah.
Equally as interesting as if there just was a murder and cover-up. What do you think?
The way that brain worked too, because this guy lived on the Barstool front page. I
Yeah.
I never knew what was coming. If I saw John McAfee, I'm like, where are we? It was a Mad Libs every fucking time.
Hard Factor Pat flat out asked him, there's rumors that women down in Belize shit in your mouth, that you're into that kind of stuff sexually. And he goes, man, I don't even know you, dude. We've never even shooken hands. You think I'm going to answer questions about my sexual proclivities? I don't even know you. He goes, I never shook your hands. We never ripped a bong together. You don't ask a man those kind of questions. What, have you ever fucked a rabbit in the ass? It's like, this dude is from outer space, man. Apparently he's also a real, I thought he was kind of one of those Robin Hood types, like vigilante, like a hero of the people. But no, it
People
turns out
don't like
he's
him.
a real
Yeah.
bad dude. He's like either murdered before or like enslaved some of these women down in South America that like work for him. He like runs when he wasn't hiding, he ran the place like a drug lord. He's a bad guy.
Did you ever have McAfee antivirus?
Yeah.
You couldn't get that shit off your
No,
computer.
I mean,
from
that was a
Slide.
virus itself.
That was fucking terrible in itself.
Yeah. But he made big money off that. I think at one point he was worth like hundreds of millions and then lost it all
He
because
sold
of
it for like over $100 million
yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
But then he like invested in some dumb shit and then he went heavy into crypto. So anyway, I would say there's something. I don't think it was
Crypto
just
just
a
went
straight
down,
up.
didn't it?
Did it? Yeah, like in general. Bitcoin's down,
Well,
everything.
maybe that's why.
Maybe he just said, fuck it, I was wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe he was like, I don't want to eat my own
that
dick.
Yeah.
I would say either way, though, it's either he was like murdered, it was Epstein's, or like you said, he wants it to look like he's Epstein. I don't think it was just like he committed suicide. I think like he maybe committed suicide with a reason,
the intention,
but I don't think it was just I'm depressed and I'm in jail. I don't want to go back to America. I will. I'll kill myself.
And also, how though? How did he kill himself? Where the guards? That's the whole the Epstein thing.
Yep.
Is like, how? Aren't there measures put in place to make sure you can't do that?
You're supposed to, but I don't know. Maybe with he was to be extradited, so there was a gap in there. They were like, fuck it, he's leaving soon. Who knows? That's
just where we are now too. Whenever anyone who's like crazy or like a notoriety, that's probably always been the case. So even before Epstein, but I feel like Epstein is now every single time it's like Epstein.
Well, same thing with some of these like Clinton conspiracies where it's like it was suicide, but they were shot in the back and like weird things. It's just no. It sounds like nobody's just committing suicide anymore. It just sounds like there's always something fishy.
That fucking antivirus, I just hated it. I mean, those were the days when we were on LimeWire, we're downloading.
You needed that antivirus.
You needed antivirus for your parents' computer.
Dude, sometimes getting a virus off your computer felt like you were a hacker. Remember that when you would like locate the right file and delete it and get it free? It was great. Jason Williams is an idiot. So Jason Williams, not the one who murdered his limo driver,
and not White Chocolate.
And there's a lot of Jason Williams who all have their own personality, their own history, really.
Jay Williams.
Jay Will. He tweeted yesterday upon the Celtics announcing their new head coach. He said something like, "Wow, first ever head coach of color for the Boston Celtics," which is just blatantly incorrect. Like not only very recently with Doc Rivers. But also, I think it was like 5 of their 17 head coaches in their history have been black, so like a good chunk.
Bill Russell was like
player coach, right? I mean, I guess there's been several throughout the years. So obviously dumb, and probably one where you should just take it on the chin. And if he just tweeted like, "Wow, I just got so excited." That it's always a big deal in my mind when a person of color gets a job, and I don't know, slip my mind, whatever. Instead of going that road, he said. In regards to my last tweet, I did not send that, and my passcode has been changed. So Jay Will wants us to believe that he was hacked, and that when someone had access to that phone and that account, they were like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to send a foolish tweet about the historical head coaches of the Boston Celtics. That's worth it.
Foolish is the perfect word for that, too. That was a good one.
I mean, come on, man. Like, just own that one. It's not even a bad one. It's a silly one. It's like... I just wasn't thinking.
Be like, I called a reset. Like, I'm resetting time.
Seriously.
We're starting
right.
over right
just
now.
Forget about it. Like, not a big deal. And then he was just tweeting through it.
Though, it could have happened, because that's what happened when Smitty,
of course, we all know Smitty,
quote, messaged Dave. It really was someone else.
Someone else broke into his phone passcode
phone
and
was on the Bluetooth.
Sent that Jewish slur to Dave.
3 a.m. or whatever it was.
Yeah.
That was very foolish.
That was a super foolish tweet, yes. But yeah, I mean, oh boy.
That was his friend. That was his friend. Do not slander.
Yeah, no, we were saying like passcode, like someone got into his phone the same way that someone got into Jason Williams'
We don't know how it happened, but that was his friend, not Adam. That's all I'm
Actually, you're kind of part of the rundown.
What do you think Smitty's password is on his phone? What do you think it was? Password? Or like 6969?
No, it's numbers. It's either 1, 2, 3, 4, 6969. Yeah.
You can guess his passcode within 5 at that.
For sure. Absolutely. You have a big matchup. Well, by the time this airs, you will have played the Tank.
The Tank.
I saw the promos.
I don't know if it's a curse or what you call it, but everything always seems to fall apart. I've had so many just bad luck experiences in this room.
I really want to win. He's running his mouth. He's acting like I don't exist. When the reality is, I like the guy, because I'm just gonna have to completely destroy his life and soul.
I mean,
Go on.
I mean, you don't like him, right?
I like him.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
As a person?
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure, you don't.
You
No, I do.
You don't enjoy playing him in cornhole.
I killed him, of course. So.
I love playing him. I beat his ass every time.
Winning's
Is there
awesome.
any chance he wins? What was like the final score of your game? Was it close?
I've said it on both hype videos, and they cut it out. I'm not good at cornhole. I lost game 1 to him, like 21-7.
So what's all the fucking? He's always like, I never win. It's like he won one of the
Thank
games.
you, Kevin.
Yeah.
3
Like,
Stanley
it was-
Cups,
it went to
1
3
World
games.
Series, another World
Oh, well,
Series.
yeah, that's what's.
Like,
Don't even get me
Is that why you
started
don't
on
like
that.
him?
I like him.
Are you snide? Are you snide?
You always have snide comments to me.
Don't be snide. Are you being snide?
I say
Eric,
that
are you snide?
I walk around my
It's a yes or no
apartment.
question. Are you snide?
Of course I'm snide.
Snide. So then, then you gotta
No,
wear
I
that
don't
one.
know how this match is gonna go. There's bleachers being set up. Big Cat's
Yeah.
like coaching him or
It's
something.
gonna be a big one.
It's gonna be.
Do you feel like you are the villain here? I don't want to say underdog because you're
always
gonna
the-
win,
always
but you're,
the villain.
you always the
Always.
dog is the villain.
I'm always the villain.
You also had a big appearance on the DP show, where I actually listened to that bit on the way in. Did you guys listen to it at all?
Yeah.
The moment when Nate just goes, "Let's just cut the bullshit. Nobody likes it." I was like, "Whoa!"
I mean, Kevin, can I just cut through the shit?
Hold on.
I think people don't like Trista because she has very, very low work ethic. She doesn't put out a lot of content. The content she does put out isn't particularly good, and people miss having a good basketball podcast at Barstool Sports.
The dog is back! I sat there for 15 minutes listening to talking circles and circles and circles. And I'm just like, what are we doing here? I know why you called me in. I know what we do. Like, I get why Dave called me in here. Let's just get to it.
The way
Like,
that they all just kept calling him the dog is so funny.
Yeah.
They
With the
intentionally
bark.
say the dog.
and then Michelangelo puts in the barking. It's so good.
So good.
I mean, go listen to that if you haven't heard it. I will say, I don't think I was the meanest person on that podcast. I think he was.
There was a lot of shots thrown. Here comes your competitor just sauntering in.
Sauntering.
I just
Staring.
can't even understand how these glasses came into effect, by the way.
I think they're cute.
Was that a Rowan pick or was that a Frank
He
pick?
said he was breaking his glasses too much, so he had
So
to
you
get
got
some
like
more
heavy
durable
duty
ones.
ones?
Yeah.
Got it.
Pretty smart.
Frank, come on down, brother. Keep it like Clem,
no,
you want to do? Yeah, we're gonna do
This
the face
guy's
off here.
experienced with
Yeah.
the fight game here.
Yeah,
We got
I'll
to
pass
the
the mic off.
I'll pass the mic off.
Should we do like the gloves?
Yeah, exactly. We got a face off here.
Franklin?
Here comes. Oh wow.
Yeah, there it is.
Face-off.
This is going to air after we already played.
That's all right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fine. Yeah, this exactly. So keep that in mind, Frank. Do you?
I love when you pause.
He just admitted he's snide. So that's out there. Do you hate Nate?
He just.
Do you hate Nate?
Hate's a strong word.
I get.
Do you dislike Nate? He danced around the question too.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Where's the mic?
Do you dislike Nate?
Well, it's appropriate that his name is Nate because the first three letters are Nat, and he acts like a gnat.
A gnat. Yes. Yes. Okay. I mean, we'll see. This will probably we got to do a post rundown after the match to know. But for posterity here, we can go back and watch after the match. What do you think? What's your prediction?
I just hope I find a way to win.
Now, by the way, all this like doom and gloom, I never win. I found out you won one of those games like 21-7.
That's not winning. That's winning.
I know, but at least I
that's
thought you
winning
were
a
getting
set.
fucking waxed
You could do
the
it,
whole
though.
time.
You know you
yeah.
can do it.
If you win one game, you can win the second.
And I'm not good at cornhole.
Yeah, Nate stinks at these things too,
But I
man.
just have the worst luck in the world.
Oh,
When you're
Frank.
throwing the bag like that, it's not
Yeah,
gonna go
when
in.
you do just give up and throw the fucking bag through the wall, it's
See,
not
he's
exactly.
gonna win it. Look, he knows he's better than he leads.
Are you doing a rope dope here? Is that what's going
A
on?
little bit.
Yeah, you wanted the hype. You got it.
bit.
Where'd you get these glasses?
Great videos, by the way.
I bought it from VisionWorks. You know, I've been watching Met games, so I watched Met game.
And you
I
chew
chew on
it.
my
So
glasses.
these are you telling me that these are Mets proof?
These I hope are Mets.
Tank proof.
Tank proof. Yeah.
Chewable
Okay.
glasses.
I feel more nervous now because of his like shit-eating grin. Like he knows he's better than he pretends to be.
Are you if you lose, are you gonna be like?
I'm not good at cornhole. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Like,
but
they won't keep it in
that's
the
still
video.
that's still a tough L.
There's another game. It's the mental game you're playing, and
We'll have
you're
to go-
sniding them.
How snide are you gonna be today?
Yeah, will you
If
dial
I
this
were
guy up
you,
to a
I
10?
would dial my
Snide it
snide
up.
through the roof because he's gonna start throwing the bags all over the place.
He has coaching.
Are you prepared to withstand a barrage of snide comments?
Well, I've done Snide and Jenga, and it's never worked.
Yeah, you're. That's the other thing too. You're one of the most snide guys there is. This is snide versus snide.
Kettle pot.
Saying it like
Yeah. All right, get the hell out of here.
There is a little bit of a buzz for it too. Like people were saying, like, what time is it
Oh,
start?
yeah,
I want to
yeah.
see it. You know.
Yeah.
either
Actually,
be
let's
on
ask
or
this.
on
talking
TV.
about it.
Final question, or I'll pose it as a gambling question here. Over under. I don't want to say punches thrown. Over under physical touch. 0.5.
Over. I'm gonna go. You guys
I
are
think
gonna
there
go
will be.
over.
I think there will
in
be.
there. He
I
likes
think
pushing
there
people
will
together.
be.
He likes
You don't
mixing
think
it
there'll be a
up.
push or a grab?
No,
I think there will be. I think there will be.
I think someone's gonna rip a bag out of each other's hands.
That's
or
what I'm
something.
saying. Or
Yeah.
slap it out or
Yeah.
something. Yeah. Or when they're bending over to get them, just a little like get a little roughing up.
There's yackers in there though too.
Yeah,
The
man.
yaks
They're
involved
gonna
here,
get in
all
your
kind of
ear.
fucking's gonna-
It's like a hardcore match.
Yes,
WWF.
anything can happen, man. All right, we'll see. So if you didn't get a chance to watch it, go watch the replay from Stool Streams. Maybe there'll be a brawl, much like this Mexican League brawl. Let me get the exact the teams involved was pretty funny. But down south of the border, it was the Toros de Tijuana and the Rieros of Aguascalientes.
I was going to say, I guarantee it's a team that's named after a bull, but I couldn't think of the word.
Mm-hmm. There you go. The Toros de Tijuana and the Rieros of Aguascalientes. This was a typical baseball brawl in the sense that there was a lot of running. There's always running in baseball. They'd run around the field. This thing moved back and forth. It was almost like a flock of birds. You know, you see birds that just move with each other. There was some punches, a couple helmets were thrown, but it was mostly like roughing up. The highlight for me was the little person on the outskirts who was just running around, picking up hats and picking up uniforms, just stayed on the outskirts, kind of watching everything. And then, of course, the Mexican announcer, the Spanish announcer is always just, that's from WWF days, the Spanish announcer. But yeah, weird stuff going on in the Mexican League.
You always have to watch those to the end, too.
Yeah.
You never know when, like, a fireball is just going to come out of nowhere.
That
it
was
like
it didn't pop off for a while. Like, everyone, the teams
at
went
one point,
on the
we
field.
almost did stop.
Yeah, we were like, oh, that kind of looks normal. And then they all start running, and then it's like,
it went back and forth like 6 times.
When they're going through the doors.
And then when you go near the crowd, you don't know what's going to happen.
I know,
with the crowd.
because those guys, they're the ones who are going to have the fireworks, the flares and shit. Yeah.
The soccer stuff is incredible you can get from soccer.
Right.
Baseball, I feel like, is a little
not
tamer.
as crazy. Better than fucking the American baseball now, where we're just checking each other's dicks and stuff.
Every inning.
I mean, it's
crazy.
just getting.
I love
Sergio Romo like,
just go
what do you want?
Let up
I
all
mean,
the
that
runs.
was unbelievable.
I also seeing the little person made me think if there's baseball in Russia, which there must be, Hezbollah would be a killer in that role.
Like playing ball or being like
as like the team mascot, basically. Like
the
Dagestan Hezbollahs.
Picking fights and Hezbollas. I like that. What happened, by the way? He was supposed to fight in those 3 days, and it just never happened. I have a conspiracy theory, by the way. He actually is a 5-year-old, and that the Russians are like, well, we can't, like, the Western world's never going to accept it if we're like exploiting these children. Because why else would they pick 18? It's like it's like when you have a fake ID, you say like you're 23, 22.
That's what I'm loving, yeah.
So like, I think they just found. What are the chances they find 2 of these kids and they're both fucking from the same area and ready to fight?
They're not really from the same area.
No,
Abdu's from Tajikistan.
What's
Came all the way in.
Tajikistan? There's
Another
in Stan.
country.
I feel like that's like, come on.
Tajikistan, Dagestan,
Are they
different places.
Are they close?
I don't think so. Well,
either way,
I
think these guys are just like fighting children.
Do you know?
Like cockfights.
You memorized the whole country.
Japan and Turkmenistan are close. I'm trying to remember.
But what about
Turkmenistan's closer to Turkey. Tajikistan's closer to like Russia.
But what about Dagestan?
Dagestan's not a country.
Oh.
Dagestan's in Russia. It's a place in Russia. It's like a province, I think, or something like that.
I would have thought that was a
I'm
country.
familiar with that.
They
It
have-
wasn't
I
on
know
my
they have their own
197
government
Because you call people Dagestan.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
In fact, we have a geography guy who can just tell you anywhere on the map.
Well, I remember we had to play him, and he memorized the whole friggin' map.
It's wearing off. That memory. I'll refresh for dozen season 2.
The tism seems to be wearing off. Quick thing here with my snacking off, bro. Subway has an independent lab tested the tuna from Subway. Breaking news, it's not real tuna. But the kicker was that the analysts were like, we don't know what species or what DNA this is. So first of all, if you went to Subway getting tuna fish, jump out the window.
Crazy.
Second of all, if you went to Subway eating tuna fish and you thought you were getting tuna fish, jump out the window again. I don't even think I'm eating like turkey and ham and shit. I think all of it's like synthetic, however you make it.
I get chicken sandwiches from Subway. There's no way.
No chance it's chicken.
I'm fine with it.
We openly found out that their bread was made of yoga mats. Remember that? So, I mean, everything's
too much
fake
sugar
there.
to be considered bread or something. Like there's not enough bread in to be considered bread.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
But it's just not
Italian
bread.
urban cheese bread.
Oh, it's so good. All of it. I love their bread.
Love Subway.
What's up, Kyle?
You guys gonna wrap it up soon? You've been going for
This is a long one.
This is a long one.
But yeah, I mean, tuna from Subway. What do you think it is?
Dante tweeted last night. There was Quiznos is now offering a lobster roll.
Lobster. I mean, Have some fucking respect. And I'm a Subway guy. I just would never do the tuna.
Be a Subway guy.
I love Subway, dude.
I
think
Subway.
The bread is synthetic, but it's delicious. I think their toppings, their Chipotle sauce is fucking amazing. And all of their toppings are where it's at. The sweet peppers, amazing. I don't actually care about the meat itself. I could eat just the toppings.
We had this debate. We've had this debate in the past because I like getting like the deli. I'll go to the deli, get my boar's head, I'll get my good breads and stuff like that. But I won't hate people liking Subway just because it's like wanting.
Domino's.
Yeah, Domino's.
It's like wanting cheesy bread.
Yeah, I don't want pizza. I want Domino's. I don't want sandwiches. I want Subway.
Not good delis in Manhattan. It's crazy. There's really not many good delis in Manhattan.
Yeah, you got to
like
find
the
one.
Italian delis.
You go in there and the rolls are all stale.
Yeah.
In my neck of the woods, I got tons of Italian. So when I moved to the city, I thought it would be more the same.
No,
it's
you got to go to
really
like
not.
Lenny's, like these chains, or a Subway.
Or they end up in a bodega, and you're just getting bodega.
I once tweeted out like, "How is the Subway tuna?" Trying to feel it out, and everyone was like, "No, don't do it, don't do it."
I think that's the biggest misconception about Manhattan. Is that there's just amazing delis. It's like people think
that they're.
I think it's like,
I'm with you. Yeah.
Oh no, it's.
Well, you know what it is? If you like the Jewish delis, you go to Katz, you go to, what's the other one? If you like the pastrami type sandwiches, there's that.
Like the idea that like
on
every
rye
corner
bread.
in New York, they're getting sandwiches.
No,
like,
yeah.
And even pizza. I feel like there's so many shitty pizza places in New York. That, yes, it's easier to find them, but like there's not great pizza places on every corner.
I'm so with you on that. Like, I've thought that it's like high-end pizza, like you get John's Bleecker and like Prince Street, but then like you get like Two Bros, Dollars.
Yep,
There's
the
not
Dollars
that
are
good
worst.
middle like Long Island or Jersey where you just walk into a pizzeria.
You walk into a place out in the burbs, you know you're gonna get like a good normal slice. Here, it's very hit or miss. Yeah.
You want to see a delusional video, which I'm sure they're nice. I'm sure they're nice lads. The Two Bros guys talking about their pizza. There's like a whole breakdown of it. They're like, we got the best ingredients, the best dough. I'm like, all right. I mean, come on. What are we doing here?
I would love Jeff has seen that video too. That's the most Jeff D'Lo video
I've watched
I've
it. And actually, every New York pizza video has this guy in it. This guy's name's Scott Wiener.
Oh.
He runs a pizza tour company in New York. He's in every New York pizza video that doesn't involve Dave. Every single one. And the YouTube comments, each one, the first comment goes, "Fucking Scott Wiener, man." He brings out a heat gun to measure the heat of all the slices.
I wish if those guys were just like, yeah, bro, our pizza's $1. That's what we're doing here.
Because
there's some. I mean, it must be successful. They're all over the place.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of misconceptions.
Did you think Jeff was going to say he likes Subway tuna? Is that
No.
what he was
I
gonna say?
thought he
That
was
would've been
saying that it's a misconception, like that I was wrong, that there are good delis. And I was like, bro, name them. You know, go to Hoboken alone. I can name you 4 or 5 that are fantastic. None in the whole borough. Last thing here, the Islanders win, forcing Game 7. Frankie cries.
Tears in my eyes. I love this place. I fucking love this place. Crazy.
Did he cry after the game? Was that when he was crying?
Yeah.
So because it looked like it's calmed down a little bit. He's wiping his eyes. He knows this is the last ride for the Collie. So Game 7, he might die. Not die. I could see him like going into like fainting, passing out, going into cardiac arrest.
Win, lose, or draw.
Right. Yeah.
You see,
absolutely.
He's done that multiple times this playoff.
He needs to like catch his breath.
I screenshotted I don't know when this was from.
I'm like, I don't know what's going through his head when that's happening. Is it with the feeling when you stand up too quick? Yeah.
This one we'll put it in.
It's like he's blacking out or something.
I mean, when you're with Stu Feiner and you're the crazy one. Fucking wild.
Yeah.
That when I found out that Frankie was DP sign kid and like every game and like a legit crazy person, that was because when we first met Frankie, he was so quiet and he has like a baby face, and he's lived up to it this entire time. He survived the Bruins. If he goes to the Stanley Cup, I don't even know what we're gonna do.
I mean,
I don't think
if there's like a Game 7 for the Cup, you think the Lightning are gonna win?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like the same thing with the Bruins, though, where it's like they should have won, but like they're just not. They've already won 3. Why can't they win a
Islanders
4th?
are going too far. I know the team of destiny talk.
There's a Rangers fan talking.
Oh yeah, that's right. Fuck you, I forgot. The Coliseum's last ride that adds like a goal and a half a game in my mind.
Exactly, it's
know?
over. They put all the energy they could into last night's game.
I think if they make it too, though. Actually, I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe there's a Western Conference powerhouse, but I feel like if they make it, they're gonna win it.
You have to also.
Who's in the Western Conference? That's like
Canadians, Knights.
and
Everybody
Vegas?
says the Knights are like the best team. Yeah.
They're also a little bit of a
Canadians
team of
also have
destiny,
Destiny
too.
vibes
So
in a little bit because they haven't been there in so long.
yeah, and Vegas has like the new the newcomer vibes. So
that
a lot
would
of good
kill
storylines.
Frankie if like Vegas took his cup. That would kill
like the
him.
new guys who've been around for 45 minutes.
Somebody put a Go Bolts flag on Frankie's desk.
Put a what?
It says Go Bolts. It's a bunch of Tampa Bay Lightning
fucked
stuff.
up.
I love it.
Somebody putting a Bolts flag on.
Probably Avery.
I was gonna say it's Glenn. Yeah, it's got to be Avery. Yeah.
Do you think that the Portnoy bump though? I feel like Dave, I feel like Dave's gonna get
Dave
Borelli's
wants the Islanders in for money purposes and stream purposes. So
I almost
Dave
want
wants,
to bet
Dave
at the
gets.
Barstool Sportsbook responsibly on the Islanders.
Of course,
Game 7.
Of course. All right.
And Stu throwing those. Did you see those stiff arms?
No, I didn't. He,
you
push people away from Frankie.
As they were celebrating, people were trying to get in the video, and he gave two we're talking like Earl Campbell, just fucking.
Biggest story of the day was forgotten about.
What's that?
The 1-year anniversary of the best video to ever hit
Oh,
the internet.
Riggs, leaving Pinehurst.
Riggs leaving Pinehurst.
Well, we had Frankie crying, and then we had Riggs. You guys, you. It's really gonna. Just an all-time Barstool moment. So
happy anniversary, Riggs.
Happy anniversary, Riggs. All right, that's it.